All right, hi everybody. My name is Cody, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 things to know about Creole languages. So, Creole languages, as Dr. Page briefly mentioned in class, is the combination of two languages. Two groups come together with no common language, simplify their own languages, and then create one. And that language is then passed down through generations and eventually becomes that primary language of that group. So here we have, starting with Creole languages, there's actually Creole language in Louisiana called Louisiana Creole, which is a combination of English and French. So that's still spoken by about 10,000 people today in Louisiana. Creole was actually first used to describe people. So the Spanish and Portuguese colonies, um, those people born in those colonies of Spanish, Portuguese, and even African descent were called Creoles because they weren't born like necessarily in like their motherland, but they were born in the colonies. And Creole was first applied to language by Michael Jajolet, probably pronounced that wrong, but he's a French explorer in the 17th century, landed in Senegal, Africa, and found them speaking a Portuguese-like language with some Portuguese with a mix of local dialects, so he called that a Creole language. Creole languages were often looked down upon, as I kind of alluded to earlier, by European nations, because most people who spoke Creole languages were the workers in those colonies. So it was kind of like a second-class language to speak a Creole language. And then difference between a Creole language and a pidgin. So pidgin is that, once again, that simplification of two languages to create one language, except for it's just temporary. Whereas a Creole language will last for years and years and get its own set of grammar rules and vocabulary. And it can be a primary language of somebody. And Haitian Creole is an official language of Haiti. As a result, over 10 million people speak Haitian Creole and is the most widely spoken Creole language in the world. And there are 4 Creole languages in the United States. There are Gula, Hawaii Creole, Louisiana Creole, and Gannett jargon, and most of those are still actually spoken today. But in the world, there's over 50 different types of Creole languages. You can actually learn Creole, Haitian Creole online since it is so popular. You can find books and online programs to learn it. And then with health in the US, there are many Haitians that are coming, but because Haitian Creole is mostly a spoken language, there's a lot of health literacy among that group. So that creates health disparities because the Haitians in the US often either don't go to the doctor because they can't express how they want to in English, or when they go to the doctor, since they can't express themselves clearly and the doctors can't ask the correct kind of questions in the correct language, they often do not receive the treatment they need and the treatment that is required for their health.